McKendree sticking with that full court man-to-man as they lead by 8 over the Illini. Tracy Abrams drives baseline left hand, tries to go reverse, but puts it up too early and it goes off the rim. McKendree now in transition. Gregorio with a nice pass down low and a huge block by Joseph Bertrand, his second of the game, but McKendree was able to regain position and Matt Holmes puts in the easy layup. Revante Rice now with the ball, gives it to Malcolm Hill. Long two-point shot is no good for Hill, but there will be a foul called down low on Matt Murphy as he fouled Nana Egwu as Egwu was trying to reach for that rebound.
Really, every adjustment that Illinois has made in this game so far, McKendree's kind of matched it. When Illinois kind of kicked up their offense into you know, kind of playing a little bit more fast-paced, McKendree did the same thing. And when Illinois was kind of playing a little bit more stranglehold defense, McKendree matched it.
They've been very impressive so far. I mean, we talked pregame about how we expected them to have a lot of energy, as obviously this is a great experience to come play at a Big Ten venue like they are here at the State Farm Center, but they're fully taking advantage of the experiences. They've been leading pretty much this whole first half. There's only 6:50 left on the clock. Nana Egwu hit that first free throw. He's got another one coming now. Egwu's good on both, and that's another thing the Illini have needed to capitalize on. They found themselves at the free throw line plenty of times, but they've also missed plenty of those shots. Hoppy with the pump fake, puts up the jumper off the side of the backboard. Rebounds controlled by Joseph Bertrand of the Illini. Tracy Abrams drives strong right down the lane, hits the right-handed layup, and the McKendree lead is now cut to 6. We've had some very intriguing Big Ten basketball here as the Fighting Illini of Illinois trail the visiting McKendree Bearcats by a score of 30-24 in their first exhibition game of this season.
Certainly giving the fans a pretty fun game to watch.
McKendree on offense. Nana Egwu got beat there to the basket, and Will Kirksey puts in a layup. Illinois running their offense through big man Nana Egwu. Nice pass there to Joseph Bertrand, but the play is blown dead before the shot. It will be a foul on McKendree, and Illinois has been in the bonus for about 5 minutes now, so they'll go to the free throw line here after that foul.
Now, even though Kirksey is a little bit shorter than Nana Egwu, he's shown to really kind of play high energy, kind of keeping him out of the lane.
Egwu is obviously trying to work on his foul control. He only has 1 so far, but I think Coach Gross and the coaching staff in general have definitely planted that seed in his head that he's got to be really smart, and a dumb foul just isn't going to be worth it later in the season.
And what's hard when a guy gets in foul trouble like Egwu did last season is kind of, you know, keeping him aggressive. You don't want to take any of that, you know, fiery play out of him, but you got to just, you know, teach him to play a little bit smarter.
One of those free throws was good for Bertrand. It's a 32-25 game now. McKendree still in the lead. Clinton Hoppy kicks it into the corner. His pass was deflected. 13 seconds on the shot clock now. There's a foul called on McKendree. They'll get Will Kirksey there as he was trying to get post position, so it'll be a Illini ball. Abrams, Iki, Egwu, Bertrand, and Revante Rice on the floor now for Coach Gross. Revante Rice with a great step back move. An unbelievably athletic layup attempt. It didn't go, but John Iki with the easy two-handed putback. There's an injury on the play there. That's McKendree's Will Kirksey down on the ground. Looked like he might have rolled a knee or ankle there as he came down awkwardly.
Obviously, the second time in this game we've seen a player go down. Hopefully, like Tracy was, he'll be able to come back into the game.
Limps off a little bit, but was able to get up by himself, so that's definitely promising for McKendree.
See the guy go out on his own power.
What are your impressions of Ravante Rice so far tonight?
You know what? He's getting big minutes, and he's deserved it. He's shown to be what, you know, a lot of the hype was going into this season, going into this game, of the guy who's going to hopefully lead the offense for the Illini, and I think he's done an absolutely excellent job, and he's really answered all of the questions that a lot of people have had for him about, you know, can he be that offensive leader? Can he get those, you know, can he drive in the lane with ease? And so far he's been doing it.
I think the way he plays is exactly how they want to develop Kendrick Nunn in the future.
Oh, I'd say so. And obviously, you know, Ravante's played 2 years of college basketball, so he's more experienced than Nunn. But like you said, I mean, it's going to be a really great kind of lead-by-example situation where Nunn can kind of play behind him and see how it's done.
Just the idea of how athletic Rice is, but how well he controls that and still plays within himself. I think that's exactly what Gross wants Nunn to be.
He knows what to do with that athleticism, and that's what's so important.
It's now a 5-point game there. Joseph Bertrand drives a nice scooping layup with the left hand there. He was highly contested, but it didn't matter. Speaking of athleticism, there's another guy that the Illini have on their side. Hard drive there by Matt Holmes of McKendree, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line and try and stop a little bit of the bleeding. It's been a 7-2 Illini run as they've cut into this McKendree lead. Another new face on the court for the Illini, number 31, Austin Colbert. He was another big recruit that Coach Gross got in his first class. He's a big power forward out of New Jersey, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's been very impressive, they've said so far in preseason practices.
Just another guy, you know, very athletic. It's going to be interesting to see how Gross and the coaching staff kind of develops him and what they decide to do.
Definitely a guy that's been used in his high school career. He's used to playing in the post. So I think the coaching staff's really just trying to refine those moves and teach him which ones to use in which situations.
You and I both know in the Big Ten, you know, you can use all the height you can get, especially. And so if you can kind of develop that, you got a pretty dangerous player.
Tracy Abrams drives hard, kicks out. And there was a blocking foul down low. That goes against Matt Murphy of McKendree. Tried to get in the way of Tracy Abrams to take a late charge, but the refs weren't buying it.
Illinois had a lot of trouble shooting the 3-ball in this game, but they know where they can get their scoring, and they've been doing a good job of just kind of driving in and either scoring and getting fouled or doing both of those. Yeah,
I think a lot of Illini fans are going to be expecting a ton of 3-pointers like we saw last season, but I don't think that's necessarily the makeup of the Illini team this year. It's a lot of new guys that are going to be on the court. No more DJ Richardson, who was primarily a shooter. No more Brandon Paul, who was primarily a shooter. No more Tyler Griffey, also a shooter. So you lost a lot of those guys, but you picked up guys like Rice and Nunn, and Tracy Abrams last year was the one that was really willing to take it to the hoop along with Bertrand. So you have a lot of slashers. So I think it's going to be a different look for the Illini this year.
And, you know, it's not to say that this team can't shoot the 3-ball. It's just that we might see a new identity than we did last year.
The Illini now up to 22 free throw attempts. They're definitely getting into the lane and utilizing their speed and size. Nice block there by Iki. Number 35, Jeremy Price, tried to put up a floater over him, but Iki was having none of that, just swatted it out of bounds. McKendree setting up their offense. There's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Once again, working deep into that shot clock. Clinton Hoppy gets into the lane, hits a nice floater over the outstretched arm of John Iki. Jalen Tate in at point guard for the Illini. Throws a nice alley-oop there to Austin Colbert. Puts in the layup. Great play there in transition by Jalen Tate to be able to see exactly where Colbert was.
There's one thing that Jalen does very well, it's passing, and I think that that's what they're going to really rely on him for this season and going forward at that, you know, with all their point guard depth. Is really a guy who can dish it out.
Colbert grabs the rebound, hits Tracy Abrams on the outlet pass. Abrams will pull it out and set up the offense. A 3-ball by Austin Colbert's no good, but the rebound bounces out almost to half court to Jalen Tate, who grabs the offensive board. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left now in the first half. John Iki puts up a 3-ball. That one's no good. Illinois still has not hit a 3-pointer yet tonight. Nice steal there by Tracy Abrams. Takes it right out of Clinton Hoppy's hands. Abrams with a great pass to Rayvonte Rice. What a play there in transition by the Illini. They finally tied this one back up with McKendree at 35 apiece.
An absolutely excellent thing to see there for if you're an Illini fan. You know, a young team kind of.
4 freshmen and then a redshirt senior. So safe to say Joseph Bertrand's the leader on the floor right now. Mike DiGregorio hits both free throw attempts for the Bearcats. Their lead is now back up to 2. Kendrick drives, nice kick there to Austin Colbert, and Colbert throws it down with 2 hands. Great look there by the freshman Kendrick Nunn. And the steal by Jalen Tate. Illinois has the ball back once again. Jalen Tate goes all the way with it, hits the righty layup. There's a lot of energy on the Illini side of the ball.
Looks like they've picked up their offense a lot now, and so it's going to be interesting to see, because so far McKendree's done a nice job, and there's a steal by Kendrick Nunn.
Tries to throw the one-handed pass up to Austin Colbert. It's retrieved by Malcolm Hill. He gets it to Colbert, and Colbert throws down another dunk. Illinois now with the lead. The last time they led in this game was with 16:59 left on the clock, so it took them a while, but they're back on top. McKendree setting up their offense here after that Austin Colbert dunk for the Illini. The Illinois now leads by 4. They were down for a great portion of that first half. The 3 ball is up and no good. Illinois will look to extend the lead they now have.
After the Colbert dunk, the crowd really got into it, maybe more so than they had in the entire game so far. And so it was a good timeout by McKendree to try and maybe quiet them a little bit.
Jalen Tate driving hard to the hoop there, puts up the left-handed layup. It doesn't go, but he was fouled on his way up. So Jalen Tate, the freshman point guard, will take 2 free throws.
Talked earlier about how in these exhibition games you're looking mostly just to see if you can get any kind of chemistry and maybe some identity for the team. And I think Gross is going to be, Coach John Gross of Illinois is going to be happy to see that, you know, it looks like there's a little bit of chemistry with this team. They're playing together pretty nicely right now.
Yeah, and I think a big thing we're seeing also is it looks like this is going to be a team with a ton of energy, especially with the young, explosive freshman. Rayvonte Rice is an explosive player. Bertrand's always been the energy type of guy off the bench for Coach Gross and the Illini. And then you have the few guys, Tracy Abrams, he's going to settle your team down a little bit. Nana Agwu is very even keel, but overall the team's got a lot of energy, and it looks like, I mean, that's something you need to get through a Big Ten schedule, but it looks like that's going to be something they're going to bring to the table.
Absolutely, and if you're sitting on the bench this season for Illinois, you're probably not going to be sitting there for long. I mean, it is a young team, but they've kind of gotten themselves in a situation where if you're, even if you're a freshman, you're probably going to be seeing a lot of time this season.
Nice move there by Jeremy Price and McKendree to get to the hoop and finish with his left hand. There's another foul on McKendree. Jalen Tate was fouled as he was in transition offense trying to push the ball up court. And I mean, the Illini have been in the bonus since about 11 minutes were left on the clock in this first half. And that just has to do a lot with, I feel like, the height advantage and the speed advantage that the Illini possess.
It was really at that point that they started to turn things on, when they were kind of really taking advantage of that.
Jalen Tate hits both free throws there. Those were the 24th and 25th free throw attempts of the game already for the Illini. Austin Colbert with great defense there out on the perimeter as he switched with a screen. Jeremy Price puts up the long 3. It's no good. And Kendrick Nunn secures the rebound for the Illini. Jalen Tate goes cross court to Bertrand. Bertrand drives, gets into the lane, hits the righty layup, and the Illini are clicking on all cylinders right now as we're under a minute left to play here in the first half.
Now they're really showing that height advantage over these Bearcats of just kind of driving in and not really being contested too much at all.
40 seconds now left on the clock here in the first half. Kendrick Nunn does a good job of getting in the passing lane there and deflecting that ball. Illinois worked their lead all the way up to 8 points now over the McKendree Bearcats, and there's a lot of energy in the State Farm Center now since the Illini started pushing this lead. 16 seconds left on the shot clock here for McKendree. 30 seconds left overall in the half. Clinton Hoppy the leading scorer for McKendree last year with the ball in his hands, kicks it out to his big man. The three is up and no good. Couple of Illini fighting for the rebound there, but Joseph Bertrand controls it. 15 seconds left in the first half. Illinois will set up the play that Coach Gross just drew up for them. In that timeout, we've got 9 seconds. Jalen Tate setting up the offense with 7 seconds. Gets the screen, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Kicks it to Hill. Hill to Nunn in the corner at the buzzer. No good. Kendrick Nunn was open for the three-point attempt, but couldn't get it to fall. At the end of the first half, the Fighting Illini lead 47-39 over the McKendree Bearcats. We'll be back right after this break here on the Big Ten Network. Welcome back to the State Farm Center. I'm Brett Lerner here with my partner, Sam Sherman. The Illini are now on a 38-11 run and have a 17-point lead.
And, you know, we saw that they're kind of going down low. And, you know, this week on BTN.com, don't miss any exciting action. Go to video.btn.com this week and check out our upcoming schedule. Go to video.btn.com for more information.
McKendree setting up their offense. Hoppy puts up the three. It's good for McKendree, and they're just looking to cut into this lead slowly but surely.
They're really hot with the three ball early on, and they kind of started to struggle, so we're going to see if they can get back into that behind-the-arc shooting success.
Iki passes up the three. Illinois continues to run their offense through Nana Egwu. Revante Rice thought he had Egwu cutting towards the hoop. Egwu stopped, and the pass goes out of bounds. Turnover for the Illini.
In the second half, they tried to incorporate Egwu a little bit more down low and kind of use that size advantage.
McKendree just looking to swing the ball around quickly, try and find an opening to take advantage of. Price gets towards the hoop, kicks it out to Hoppy. Hoppy with the pump fake. The jumper inside the three-point arc. It goes for McKendree, and the lead is now down to 12 for Illinois. Nice pass from Egwu to Iki. Iki hits the reverse layup and got fouled in the process. Great pass there by Nana Egwu. He's got to do a lot of that when the Illini decide to run their offense through him. Watch live games and BTN original programming on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. BTN To Go is available at no extra charge to subscribers who receive BTN through their cable, satellite, or participating video providers. To learn more, visit btntogo.com, also available in the App Store. McKendree now setting up their offense, looking to go down into the paint. Price with the pump fake, drive strong with the left hand, misses the layup, and the rebound is controlled by Iki for the Illini. Tracy Abrams spots up for three. It's no good. Joseph Bertrand elevates to try and grab the offensive rebound, but he'll get called for going over the back there on the attempt.
Even though McKendree's kind of struggled to find success driving and scoring, you got to give him some credit for still kind of not being afraid to do so and try that out against a much taller Illinois team.
Jeremy Price working for McKendree, driving to the hoop. His layup is no good. Offensive rebound, though, for McKendree. The ball's on the ground. It rolls out of bounds and will be called Illinois ball. Go. 15 minutes left here in the second half. Illinois starting to pull away as they lead 61-46. They didn't have the lead for the majority of the first half, and a big reason why they're dominating now is the points in the paint for the Illini.
As soon as Illinois kind of realized that they were going to be able to have the advantage with the height, as Tracy goes up with a nice move, puts that in for two, and the foul. So he'll go to the line and try and complete a three-point play.
Great play there by Tracy Abrams. Saw that he had the advantage to drive to the baseline, just took it all the way, and then that little reverse at the end to top it off was a nice move.
early in the game, you were seeing Illinois kind of drive in and get fouled. They weren't really finishing on their shots, but now you're starting to see them finish and get the opportunity for 3 points. Maybe adjusting a little bit more to the defense.
After some subs for McKendree, Tracy Abrams will try and complete his 3-point play at the line. He knocks down the free throw and will now be subbed out of the game as freshman Kendrick Nunn will come in for the Illini.
See Tracy checking out there, and obviously every time that he's looked good in this game, the team is going to breathe a sigh of relief. After earlier in the game, he did go down pretty hard on the court, but he's come back and looked just fine.
Hobby puts up the 3. It was contested there. Kendrick Nunn in the front court by himself throws down the left-handed slam as he was all alone in transition.
You just know that Kendrick's been waiting to do that all game. He's a big-time dunker, big-time athlete, and one of the more confident guys in this squad, so he got an opportunity to really show it off there.
DiGregorio drives hard, can't get the layup to go. Jalen Tate at point guard is going to push it for the Illini. Puts the alley-oop up for Joseph Bertrand. It was a little behind him. He couldn't control it. Now McKendree in transition. Mike Gregorio hits the layup.
Looks like Illinois was getting a little bit too excited on that last alley-oop attempt.
Nice look from Jalen Tate to Nana Agwu with the easy finish with the right hand. Great one-handed bounce pass there from the freshman Jalen Tate.
We're seeing some very fast-paced basketball being played back and forth here. Right now, Illinois is winning that battle.
3 is up and good off the backboard and a foul on the play. The shot went there for Kyle Yates of McKendree.
They were struggling on the inside, trying to drive to the basket, and so what do? They shoot a 3 and get fouled, go to the line, chance for 4 points.
I'm sorry, that was actually number 20, Michael Jackson, not number 30, Kyle Yates. Michael Jackson put in the 3 and will now try and complete the 4-point play at the free throw line. But before he attempts that, there's a timeout called by Coach Gross of the Illini. We'll be right back with more Big Ten basketball action right after the break. Welcome back to Big Ten basketball action on the Big Ten Network. I'm Brett Lerner here with Sam Sherman. Michael Jackson, number 20, at the free throw line for McKendree, knocks it down and completes the 4-point play as he was fouled on a 3-pointer that he banked in before we went to break. Illinois now leads 68-52. Jalen Tate setting up the Illini offense. Kendrick Nunn pulls up for 3. The lefty stroke gets it to go. Nice shot there by the freshman out of Simeon High School in Chicago.
That breakaway dunk may have sparked something for him.
Nice block there by Maverick Morgan for the Illini. They will once again push to set up their offense. Jalen Tate gives it to Kendrick Nunn. And Nunn gets fouled there by Mike Springs. Jalen Tate inbounding for the Illini, gets it into Malcolm Hill, another freshman. Iki passes it off to Nunn. Illinois with 23 seconds left on the shot clock. Maverick Morgan off the screen puts in the jumper. A nice aspect of his game that he shows from time to time.
Morgan obviously mostly known for his defense and rebounding abilities with his height, but it's nice to see that offense kind of shining through a little bit there.
Ball in the corner now with John Iki for the Illini. Kendrick Nunn tried to drive baseline, but he gets the ball taken away from him by Michael Jackson. Mike Springs now pushing in transition for McKendree, but there is a whistle blown and a foul on the play. Inbound goes to Logan Carson. He puts up the jumper quickly. Doesn't get it to go, but there's a foul on the play called on Illinois' Malcolm Hill. So Carson will get 2 free throws for McKendree. Larson misses his first free throw attempt, and the sub for the Illini is Rayvonte Rice. He comes in and takes out the freshman Malcolm Hill.
You're down by the margin that McKendree is right now. You can't be really missing free throws in a situation like this.
Definitely in a spot where they need to take advantage of every opportunity. They played a great first half, though, but towards the end, they got the air taken out of their sail,
really,
so to speak.
As Illinois kind of picked up their tempo, I'd say. Kind of made a little bit more to their pace.
Ball goes down low to Maverick Morgan. He kicks it out to Jalen Tate, who's looking for somewhere to go. But there's a foul called against Maverick Morgan. He gets called for a moving screen there. There'll be a break in the action, so we'll be right back after our break here on the Big Ten Network. While watching Big Ten sports, add to the action with BTN Connect. See all the Twitter activity from around the conference, get in-game stats, and interact with our experts. Join your favorite team with btn.com/connect. Get socially charged. McKendree looking to get something going on offense here against the Illini defense. Nine seconds left on the shot clock. McKendree's still working here. Michael Jackson pulls up for the tough jumper. It's no good. Maverick Morgan with a deep outlet pass to Rayvonte Rice. He's one-on-one in transition. His layup is no good. And the whistle is blown after the fact. All the players stopped, and then the whistle was blown. There was a foul as Rayvonte Rice went up for his layup attempt.
I think a big reason that you're seeing McKendree struggle on the offensive side in this half is that in the first half, Illinois was kind of giving them those shots behind the arc, and they were taking advantage of it. But this time, in this half, they've kind of been stopping all that, and they've really been making them try and go on the inside, which was tough in the first half for them anyway. So that's why you're kind of seeing an offensive stoppage from this McKendree squad. In
the first 12 minutes of this game, McKendree was shooting 50% from the field, and since then, up to this point, they're only shooting 36%. So that shows a great adjustment by both the Illini defense and the fact that McKendree's just cooled down a little bit as they were shooting incredibly well to start off this game. Mike Springs drives hard to the hoop for McKendree, and he is fouled by Rayvonte Rice as he went up for a layup.
Very strong move there by Springs, going right into the Illinois defenders.
Springs misses his first free throw there for McKendree.
Springs' list is only 5'10" out there, so shortest guy in the court right now.
Illini subs in two new big men. Coach Gross puts in Nana Agwu and Austin Colbert as John Eakey and Maverick Morgan will both take seats on the bench. Springs' second free throw is also no good, and the rebound is controlled by Nana Agwu for Illinois. Jalen Tate's still in at the point guard position, so he'll set up the offense. Kendrick Nunn pulls up a couple steps behind the three-point line. His shot is no good. He was open and tried to take the opportunity as fast as he could, but couldn't get the long three to fall.
He's one of those guys, a little bit like Brandon Paul, occasionally when, he doesn't care where he is, he'll take a shot.
Another missed shot there by McKendree. That field goal percentage keeps dropping. The rebound is grabbed by Kendrick Nunn for Illinois. Jalen Tate drives hard, goes up for the layup, and gets the foul. Great job by Jalen Tate. Really looks like he knows when to attack and when to just roll with the offensive set. Obviously, the Big Ten Conference competition will be on a little bit of a different level, but it looks like, just based on his skill set and his basketball IQ, it looks like Jalen Tate's definitely going to be a reliable #2 option at the point guard spot when Tracy Abrams needs a break. It definitely looks like Tate's going to be able to run the offense.
Mentioned his IQ there, and that's something in the Big Ten that you really need more than athleticism and skill, is that sort of, how smart can you be on the court? Because, when the competition steps up on so many levels, not just the skill.
And I mean, if anyone's going to be able to make the transition right to college basketball, it's going to be a kid that played on the top team in the city of Chicago all throughout high school,
really
with one of the best players
in the nation.